Hi, I'm gonna talk about the Great Pyramid and the mystery around it and the questions that comes when you start looking at it more deeply. There is an amazing mathematical and geometrical precision in the pyramid. If you talk with the Egyptian archaeologists, they would say, "Oh, it's a coincidence," but I don't think so. Um, Egyptian archaeologists they say that the pyramid, the Great Pyramid, is a tomb that was made by Pharaoh Cheops during 40 years. But the only thing that connects it with Pharaoh Cheops is a 1 decimeter high little sculpture of him that was found inside the king's chamber, or rather on the roof of king's chamber if you go around it. So if you would do such a pyramid for your own funeral, wouldn't you like to some kind of symbol of yourself? I mean, write the name somewhere that you could see it. Well, the pyramid consists of 2.3 million blocks of stone, and they vary from 2 to 20 tons. And the precision of this building is that it is pointed to true north so exactly that it is better than modern compasses. And these 2.3 million blocks of stone, if they were made in 40 years and you worked during the day when you had sunlight, you would have to put one stone in approximately every 2 minutes. That's a pretty that's a pretty a feat to accomplish that, and I don't believe that is possible. This pyramid has been standing through like earthquakes and everything that has happened during at least 5,000 years, but probably it's much older. Um, I will go through a few things. I was doing a geometrical investigation and I stumbled on a very interesting pattern. And we should see a few facts around it. Did you know that the proportions of Earth and Moon is very, very, very close to 3 to 11? This is just one of these things that nobody knows, but it's 99.99% accurate, so it's very, very accurate. When you look at when you take the big pyramid, the Great Pyramid, you can place it so that the base of the pyramid is exactly at the Earth diameter. Then the tip of the pyramid will go exactly through the center of the moon. So the pyramid in itself describes this relationship between Earth and Moon. And Egyptian archaeologists will say it's a coincidence. But how can everything be a coincidence when the precision is so fantastic? You can reach this geometry of the pyramid, Earth and Moon, just through making a square on a piece of paper and then draw a line from every corner of the square to every center of every line. So this is what I'm doing here. And we do little bit quick. This is called the sand reckoner's diagram. And it is pretty simple to do. And if you use the crossing points, you can use them in different ways. The first way I do it here divides the square in thirds. If you do it in another way, you get the fourth. And if you do other points, you get fifths. And because of that, you can also you can divide thirds into two, and then you get six. And then you can go on. And if you do it in this way, you get it divided in fifths. Further on, you can use the points like this, and then you get it in 11th. You can also get it in 7th, and also 8ths and 9ths, and so on. So just a square and a piece of paper, and you can do all these divisions. If you do it like that, you get like you get it in 11th, it's interesting because the Earth and Moon had, as I described, the relationship of 3 to 11. So going on with this diagram, you can construct exactly the proportions of Earth, Moon, and the Great Pyramid, just with a piece of paper, which is pretty amazing. Now, if we go on, we can put a picture together like this, and then we have Earth, Moon, and the pyramid, and then you see that I've drawn a circle through the center of the moon there. And this circle represents the feminine, the divine feminine. And you can also do a square around the Earth, and then we get a square that just is tangent to Earth. And this square and this circle are exactly, the perimeter are exactly equally length. So this is called the squaring of the circle, and it was a Greek problem, and probably much older than the Greeks, because the Egyptians probably had check of this too. And this problem is a classical problem to unify the divine feminine and divine masculine. So the square represents the divine masculine and the circle the divine feminine. When I made the diagram that you saw in the beginning, I just started with 2 circles. And you don't have to remember the mathematics of it, but these circles have a diameter of 10 times phi, which is the golden mean, and I just started like that. And then you can see that this makes something called the vesica Pisces. And then you can see that there are 2 crossing points there. And if you draw a line between them, it turned out that it was exactly 14 centimeters, which I was quite mind blown that I could get such an exact number there. But then I continued with this diagram that you see here. And it turns out that this diagram exactly describes what we just have been looking about, the proportions of Earth, Moon, and the Great Pyramid. So this is the 3rd way to get to this diagram. And I think that this is a genuine mathematical, geometrical, fundamental structure. And the roots of this structure is much deeper than I know, but I just intuitively know that this is really interesting. Here I've put Earth, Moon, and the Great Pyramid as an overlay to the diagram that I stumble upon. And you can see how precise it is. Now, if we go to this picture, this is actually the same structure. You don't see it immediately, but the stone is the Stonehenge rings. So in the center you see a small ring in the center of the orange there. And then you see another circle that is out in the middle. And then you see an outer circle of Stonehenge. And it turns out that the proportions of Stonehenge is the same as this diagram. And I will go into depth about this later, but for now we will just do an overlay of Stonehenge with the same structure as the Great Pyramid, Earth and Moon. And I don't think this is a coincidence at all. I think it's very interesting. And I'm gonna go further on with other videos where I describe that the Great Pyramid also very precisely reveals 12 mathematical numbers like pi and phi and so on. The precision is astounding, and it shows that the Egyptians have had a deep knowledge of mathematics and the proportions of the planet, and there is so many fascinating facts about the Great Pyramid that I will do at least three videos of it. But this is the first one. Thank you.